My dear students, as we have discussed so many number of cycles like carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, oxygen cycle, now let us discuss the sulfur cycle, which is an important cycle. We all know the main source of sulfur is the lithosphere, where it is present as a free sulfur and as sulfide ore of different elements like iron, copper, lead, zinc, etc. Sulfur is also present in coal and oil in the sedimentary rocks. Sulfur is a constituent of 2 of the 20 essential amino acids and is incorporated in several proteins and living organisms. Decomposition of organic matter by bacteria and fungi is also responsible for releasing sulfur as hydrogen sulfide. My dear students, as I already discussed, in a cycle you have to be very careful regarding sources and sink of sulfur. These natural sources are lithosphere, that is earth, in the form of ore of copper, iron, zinc, sulfide, which occur as naturally in the rocks and in soil. Secondly, weathering, that is the release of minerals, especially sulfurs, when high speed water or wind is passing through the rocks. In the gaseous phase, sulfur is present as hydrogen sulfide and sulfur dioxide. Sulfur as sulfur dioxide enter the atmosphere from several routes like volcanic eruptions, combustion of fossil fuels, and from various metallurgical operations. Whereas hydrogen sulfide H2S enter the atmosphere by the purification of organic matter by bacteria and fungi. In the atmosphere, sulfur dioxide is oxidized to sulfur trioxide, which comes to the land in the form of dilute solution of sulfuric acid as a acid rain. In anaerobic soils and sediments, hydrogen sulfide is formed by sulfate reducing bacteria like D. sulfa vibrio. I repeat, D. sulfa fabivrio. Certain species of baggate oxidize hydrogen sulfide can oxidize hydrogen sulfide to elemental sulfur. Even green and purple sulfur photosynthetic bacteria oxidize hydrogen sulfide to elemental sulfur as shown in the flow sheet or pictorial representation of sulfur cycle. So this is all about sulfur cycle.